Why do we suffer at the hands of these politicians? Don't you know politicians work for you?
Hey!
You're the boss. You hire them and you fire them. Look how they campaign. You know what they do? They audition.
Yeah!
When you put them on the job, if they're not doing the job, then you fire them. Because you're in control. From the city to the state to Congress to the president. You run this.
Hello, this is Jerry Williams, and I'm back with Talk Labor. And I got some guests tonight that I think you're going to really enjoy. But we got some serious things that we need to talk to you about coming up. It's about you, your livelihood. When I say you, I'm talking about the ATU people. We got some things we want to talk to the coalition members about. And then we got some things we want to talk to mom and dad about as far as education for our kids that's coming up. Because if we don't get these kids educated, as you all see, they'll be lost by the wayside. They'll be lost by the wayside. People always ask me why I don't have faith in the leaders at ATU. And I could name you 900 reasons why I don't. But before I do that, I'm going to introduce my guests tonight, and they are officers at the coalition. Let me introduce you to the officers at the Pittsburgh Coalition. We have Suzette's not here today. Suzette Smith, I know a lot of you all like her. She's from Local 308. But I'm going to start to my right and introduce the president, and that's Mr. Claude Funches. Claude, how you doing, buddy?
Fine. How are you all?
Good.
Glad to be here.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
We got a lot of things we want to say today.
Sure.
We got the vice president, Mr. Benny Rogers. Benny, how you doing, buddy?
Real good. Hope everybody else doing okay, and glad to be here tonight to be here, see what's going on.
We're gonna go play some softball next week.
Too old.
He's the vice president. To my left is the treasurer, Mr. Ronald Roach. You all know Ronnie. He's he's here all the time with me. He's my research engineer, and he's the treasurer of Pensioner Coalition. Ronnie?
Hey,
good to see you, buddy.
Good to be here.
And to his left is Tommy Little, who's the assistant treasurer. And they take care of all the financial business at the coalition. Tommy?
Jerry.
Hey, man, how you doing?
It's good to be here, man. One more time.
I used to strike Tommy out all the time.
Yeah, right. Oh, God. Long time ago. But yes, it's good to be here, man. Let's talk this labor. We got a job before us.
And as I said before, Suzette's not here tonight, and that's my girl. She stays busy, and she couldn't make it, but she'll be at the next one. We want to get into some of the things that's going on, fellas. I was asking that question before we went to break. People ask me a lot of times, why do I not trust the ATU leadership? And I'm gonna just give you a couple, and then I'm gonna have you chime in on it. I'm gonna go one at a time. One, I've seen so much regression since some of these guys have been in there, and it's hurtful to see it because we worked so hard to get them up to where they were, and now they're just giving it all back to CTA. Now I'm saying that in a vacuum, but we're going to point it out. I was talking to our brother the other day. He was telling me about the situation with the credit unions. Now, you had credit unions on the property at CTA. We're going to get into the contract too. But we had credit unions on the property of CTA for umpteen years. No problems. Go there and you take care of your business. You all know about that. Mm-hmm. And what happened, somebody robbed somebody at the credit union, and then they told all the credit unions got to go off the property, get off the property. I'm like, that's ridiculous. Because you have people that stick up people on CTA every day and rob them, but you don't close the CTA down. And that's not the first time anything like that's happened. But the key to it was, what they did was, when they ran all the credit unions off the property, then they allowed the patrolmen's credit union people to come in and try to solicit our people. Mm-hmm. Now that wasn't good enough. Now, the union should have stepped in, but the union didn't open its mouth. Just let them kick them all off. And that's not just for the people that run the credit union, that's for your members. Okay, so now that wasn't good enough. So they turn around, and for whatever reason, they found some doings, I guess, with the largest credit union, because the credit union then moved off the property, but they continued to operate. They found something allegedly with one of the credit unions, so they busted that credit union up, 103rd, Beverly. They busted up, kicked everybody out. I said, okay, well, if they found some illegal stuff, that's fine, you know. But what I found out, they got the head of the patrolman's credit union running that credit union. That's the problem I got. And the union still haven't opened its mouth. What do you guys think about that? Funches, what do you think?
I think it's ridiculous. I don't see how that anybody can stand by, because if the credit union is on the premises, you can go on your break in between and take care of your business and go back to work and do whatever. Now you got to drive umpteen miles to try to get back to make your relief and everything. You could take care of all your business right where you work. And that seemed like that was one of the most beautiful things when I was there.
It was.
And I could go in there and take care of the business and go back to work with my pockets full.
Ron, like, not only do you have to drive a long way, they may not even have the credit unions anymore.
That's right.
What do you think? What do you think about that?
Well, you look at it, if they destroy the largest credit union, run the rest of them off, and so they make it accessible, you realize the percentages, the money they don't make off our people, and probably you won't get the loans from that credit union like you could at your own credit union.
They treat you like dirt. They're gonna treat you like dirt because they know that you don't open your mouth.
Take your
Tommy?
money with no services.
That's our problem. Or that's our issues. We talk to one another without talking to one another. We talk at one another. Our issue is with the people that's got our money in their pockets, and they're using it, and we don't have anything to say about it. How they use it? It's sad. It's sad. The more we step forward, it seems the further we step back, and that's
it's awful.
it's
awful.
it's
Benny, I want to get into. What do you think? What do you think they should do about it? I mean,
Well, with me, I really felt that the credit union, really, when I was a young man, it sort of saved me and a lot of guys like me.
Yeah.
You work with the people, and so you had a little connection to get your loans, and you felt comfortable. But the union, I thought, was part of the credit union. I thought they was something like coalition with the credit union. So I thought they were supposed to step up and try to keep them on the property. But evidently, something went wrong somewhere. So our union relationship with labor sort of failed us there.
right.
yes.
Right, and that's you were right. The union they were like overseers of the credit unions back then.
Yeah.
You know, and they had money in it. You know, the unions put a lot of money in the credit unions.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
and that is to bolster that credit union so those members could see when you having it too good. People find ways to take your money. We're gonna get into that because they're trying to take your pension money.
Yes.
You're trying to take that $2 billion of your money. And we're going to talk about that. But you know what I got? I want to go to. And I'm not talking about people just to put them down, but I have to tell you the truth. I have to tell you the truth. If you don't know the truth, you're going to continue to be asleep, and they're going to continue to do these things to you.
Yes.
I'm going to lay it out there to you. We're going to lay it out there to you. And then if you still want to sleep, there's nothing we can do. But we know we laid it out there to you.
Yeah.
We look at certain things like, and we'll talk about when we get to the healthcare, when we get to the coalition portion of this show, how the union allowed these people to come in and start charging their members health care trust. They open a health care trust, meaning that they're taking $3,000 to $5,000 a year away from each member on the property. That's $5,000 out of your pocket. If you got a kid going to school, wanting to go to college, that's $5,000 you could apply toward that tuition. But they've taken that from you with this healthcare trust, telling you that the world's coming to an end if you don't pay this. That was a lie in the beginning, and it's a lie now. And then the healthcare trust money that they are taking from these individuals, they will never see. They will never see. How do you explain the union leaders allowing CTA to come in and make a move like that? Now, they tried it with every other entity in the state and couldn't do it.
Yes.
But they did it to these
Us.
brothers. Yeah.
Us.
These brothers here. And, you know, I feel sorry for the members because they trust their leaders. But then again, members, is your fault because you don't get out and do your due diligence to find out who these leaders are
Yes.
and what they're doing.
Yes.
They sell you a bunch of garbage, which we're gonna get to later on, and you buy it. So what do you think about that? They $3,000 to $5,000 a year from about 10 to 11,000 people. I can't even calculate that up. What do you think, Tom?
Jerry, if I may, the complacency as far as us, and I mean us literally, the complacency is just unimaginable. We've got so much to do and so little, should I say the harvest is plentiful, but the
Laborers are few.
labors are few, and the few that is laboring in the vineyards trying to get the majority to understand that you can eat, but if you don't know how to make your food, you'll always be dependent on someone else. Mm-hmm. And that's the bad part about our complacency. We're dependent on someone else for a sandwich. When we can have a whole dinner if we learn how to work this issue that we have.
It makes sense. Makes sense.
It really, the issue was listening to untruths.
Yes.
The people that had your best interests at heart
Yes.
always told you the truth, showed it to you. Make a scenario. If I tell you something, your comprehension level might not be to where you can understand. If you just don't get it, that means you're still ignorant to the fact you don't know. You ain't stupid. Ignorant means somebody you just don't know. It don't mean you're dumb. Just that nobody made you aware. But when I say, well, I'm gonna flip the script, I'm gonna show you in black and white. I'm gonna show it to you. Then if you don't listen to me, that means you're a fool.
Well, just put it bluntly.
Yeah, honestly.
But you're right. You're right.
But we told them. Understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We literally told them, man, this is what they're gonna do to you.
Mm-hmm.
But they told us, man, I'm gonna vote for my partner because he gonna take care of me. And the man go down there and sign your life away, and then come back and tell you, I didn't know what I was signing.
So many of them do not know the ins and out of the job, and they don't have enough sense to go to someone that do know.
That's the key.
Some of your
That's the key.
ex-presidents and
Yes.
ex-people that have been down this road.
Yes.
They can show you where the bumps and the holes is. And another thing, CTA, most of their negotiators is come out of these big colleges, negotiators. Our negotiators, they come off the bus, off the train. And you just don't understand a lot of that language.
Right.
And a lot of time when you listen at someone you got as a attorney, he's working under the cover for himself.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You're
That's
right,
what you have to
And-
watch.
And you were right when you say you need to go and ask people that been there.
You ask them, talk to them.
You know, and most of the guys, if you ask them, they're not looking for money from you.
Oh, they're happy to
just
try to help you.
Happy to try to help you, but these guys, I'm smart and I know. Hey man, I'm
Nobody knows it all.
going to tell it like it is, whether you want to hear it or not. Whether you want to hear it or not. Now you got guys that just did a contract, open-end contract.
Open in.
Open-end contract, where they left on there, they said, well, once you vote this in, we're going to go back in and talk more about your pension. Wait a minute. If you do a contract, you talk about the pension outside, before we voted.
That's right.
But if you voted, and they're going to go back in later and talk about, do you know what they can do to you? The formula was never raised until, and I'm not being vain, but I raised it in 2000 from 1.85 to 2.15. They want
That
to
ain't being vain. That's making a fact.
they want to take it back. They want to take it back.
Don't
Now.
take it back.
They want to do a lot of things. Now, what frightens me the most is for you guys, because we made it through and we're retired.
Yes.
We're covered by the state of Illinois,
Yes.
the Illinois State Constitution. Can't touch us because the union don't represent us. And I'm going to be a union person all my life. A lot of people know I left the union, went into management, but still was a union person.
Yes.
So I'm going to be a union person all my life. Even when I was in management, it was like, hey man, you're not the president anymore. But I did union things. I did things like it should be done. Never going to go away from that. So somehow you all got to get through to your leaders and tell them what needs to be done to make sure that you all are protected. Open-end contracts, don't do that. CTA has the right now to go in and raise the health care cost on you whenever they feel like it. I've never heard of anything like that. You do a contract and you either raise it or don't raise it for the life of that contract.
Life of the contract.
CTA has got it forever. They can do it forever. And what was that guy name that used to be the head of CTA? He said that other agencies would die for the contract he got with the CTA drivers.
When was this?
The president of CTA some time ago, he went from there to the schools.
Oh,
Well, Hubel?
No, it was
Claypool?
Claypool.
Claypool.
Claypool said the other place would die for a contract like that, cause they can raise it whenever they feel like it. Can you imagine that? Now I challenge people to do this. Take a motorman's pay. That's the easiest one. Take a motorman's pay right now, paycheck, and go back to what, about 10 years, 20, 15 years?
Go back to 2009.
Go back to 2009.
2008.
2008. Okay, yeah, 2008. Yeah.
This is 18.
Go back.
10
Take a motor operators or bus operator. Take a bus operator's check today.
No, when you retired, go back to 2007.
Okay. Go back. Take a bus operator's check today. See how much he's taking home or she's taking home. Take that, measure it against what a bus operator was taking home in 2008. And I'll bet you it's the same or less. They tell you these numbers here show that you're making $45 an hour. I don't know what you make. But who cares about those numbers on the paper you got? How much money am I bringing home to my family?
Yes.
What I get out of there with?
How much are you getting out of there with? That's what you got to do. And when you're negotiating, that's what you do. I don't care what kind of numbers they show you. Well, this has got to happen, that's got to happen. Show me how much I'm going to take home to my family. If it's not more than what I was taking home before, go sit down somewhere. That's the way you have to do it. So that's what y'all have to do. I don't want to burn up all of our time talking about that, but we do still care about active people, and you guys got to be smart. If you don't watch yourself, you had the president of ATU Local 241 come out and ask people, oh, would you give up your defined pension plan for a 401k? Give up your defined pension plan for a 401k.
And a 401k is not protected by anything.
Right.
They can go in there and take your money and spend it when they get ready.
If Benny, they could take, if they take, you tell me if I'm wrong, I could be way off base, But if somebody came to a bunch of them and said, "Look, I'm gonna give you $20,000 to move from a defined pension plan to a 401k," what do you think they're gonna do?
Take it.
I would not move from a pension plan to nothing they could bring.
What do you think the young people are gonna do if they do it? I mean, these people gonna do it if they do
I
it.
hope they don't accept it. But here's what I think the problem is with our union leadership. Number one, they're not seasoned enough. If you all remember years ago, to be a president, vice president, secretary, president, it was staff steps they used to take.
Yep.
Remember?
Yep.
You was a union official first as a steward at the
Steward.
station. Then you
Board
moved into
member.
something else, board member. I mean, you worked your way up. And by the time you got to a certain elevated position, you had a little knowledge.
Right.
You saw things, you
Right.
learned. But now, we come straight from the bus or the train to leadership.
Right.
And really, if you don't go back and get those old leaders and convey with them, then you really is not going to have too much foresight, you know.
Right.
And I think that's the major problem.
Well, that is a huge problem. It is a huge problem. You know, Claude, I don't know. It's just, you know, we can continue to talk to them, and, you know, people say, well, I ought to heck with them.
No,
but
but
you got to keep talking to them, and if you can't get through, you move on to the next guy or the next lady. And I hope they understand. If they don't, continue to move forward. It's not going to stop anything that we do. I'm not going to let it stress me out. So, but I'm going to just try to tell you, you all got to understand that. You're giving up $3,000 to $5,000 a year in healthcare trust. Nobody knows where the money is going. You don't know where it's going. Just giving it up. And I guarantee you, some of these people in some of these offices, like down there at the pension office, I'll bet you their kids are going to Harvard. And I bet they're going to come back and do to you what his daddy doing.
Jerry, I got a question.
Yeah.
Okay, so $3,000 to $5,000 a year. And if you took that money and you invested it, how much would that be in 40 years?
$14 million. $14 million. We had economists come in and do the numbers on that. If you took the money and invested, it would run $14 million. We had two economists come in and both of them said the same thing. If you took that money yourself and did that. But you don't think.
Yes.
It's like you know, they come and they take that money from you and, oh, it's okay. It's all right. But if Benny would have come, look, I need $20 from you. Oh, no, I don't know. No.
What you gonna do with it?
Sign your life away to get it, you know. Yes. But, okay. Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to take a break, and we're going to come back, and we're going to talk about the lawsuit that's coming up and where you need to be on May 3rd. This is so important. So important. We'll be right back. Okay, we're back, and we're going to talk about the coalition, CTA, Pensioners Coalition. You know, everybody know where we're going. People with intelligence know where we're going. We have the president of the union, of one of the unions. I haven't talked to the other president. I haven't heard anything from the other president from Local 241. Saying, oh no, you never do this, and you can't get a seat on that board, and you can't. Nobody ever tells me I can't do anything. If you tell me I can't, I'll do it. We're gonna do it because we know we can. We know that the law is on our side, and we know that we got people in power on our side. And what I'm talking about, the coalition, folks, that's to stop people from trying to destroy your pension. You got people sitting down there, in my opinion, at the pension board, doing all kind of moral and some illegal things that they shouldn't be doing.
Immoral.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you.
Oh, please.
I said moral.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Oh, goodness, thank you.
Immoral
Right.
things that they should be doing down there. And we're going to get into that. We're going to bring it to them. We're going to do it step by step. People like, you'll never get that seat down there. Yes, we will, because it's our seat. Every entity in the state of Illinois, just about, has a retiree sitting on the board of the retiree and making decisions. They're one of the board members, teachers, firemen, post office, all of them, the exception of CTA. They have been screwing CTA for years. You got a group sitting there, call themselves the trade unions, and they should just take that union off and put DER on there, traders, because that's what they are. That's what they are, traders. They vote with the CTA 85 to 90% of the time against the unions, the other unions, the ATU unions. And these guys sit there like, oh, well, it's all good. It's okay they voted that way. It's all right. One guy, the 241 president, says, oh, they vote with me every time. He's a lie. Pull up the pension. You can pull it up. You can pull up the minutes yourself. He's a lie, but they don't. And so anyway, the coalition, we're going to have a meeting on May 3rd.
Yes.
At 2750 West Roosevelt Road. That's right at Roosevelt in California. Really nice place. Be in the boardroom at A Safe Haven. And our guest for the night is going to be our attorneys for the lawsuit. They're going to come in and bring you up to date and explain to you where we are, and I think you're going to be happy to talk to them. Our guest also will be a representative from the Democratic candidate for governor, J.B. Pritzker. He's coming down. He and I are going to meet in about a day or so, and he's coming down to the meeting also, just to say hello to you and tell you some of the things that they want to do and some of the things that we talked about. And we hope to have an attorney from another firm, and I'll tell you about that at the meeting. Okay? Tell you about that at the meeting. We're talking about coalition members coming down to the meeting. If you're a coalition member, come down. Tell any other coalition member to come down. We have about 500 right now. But I don't know if we can see all 500, but we'll squeeze them in there some kind of way. But I want you to come on down to the meeting. And the persons you want to talk to, they're going to be talking to you about it, is the president, Claude Funches, Vice President Benny Rogers, Treasurer Ronald Roach, and Assistant Treasurer Tommy Little, and the Secretary, Miss Suzette Smith. They're going to be talking to you about it. Listen, we're not saying, oh, come and join us and just hang out. That's not what we're about. We're about trying to preserve our pension. We're about trying to preserve our pension. Now, you all know where we at. Roach, you want to bring to them what has happened to this point?
Well, at this point, the lawsuit has been won. Mm-hmm. And really, CTA is just trying to drag it out.
Oh, yeah.
But they have to pay the money. Because we were in Springfield, and the state Supreme Court told them, you have to pay the money. Mm-hmm. You know. And don't listen to that about you're not going to ever get paid. The Supreme Court made a ruling. We were there. And
I hate to jump while I'm thinking about this, you got the guy, and I guess I look like I'm riding this guy at 241, but I am riding him. I don't care.
You have to.
You know, this guy put out a letter saying, well, you guys, it'll be years before you get your money.
At least
Like
7
he's
to 8
happy
years.
about it.
Yeah.
He's happy about it. It'll be 7 to 8 years before you get your money. That's a lie, first of all. It'll be 7 to 8 years before you get your money, and you're not participants in the plan anyway. You're only recipients.
That's right.
And all these gentlemen will testify to that. I'm not just saying it. They know it. This is what I'm like. He's the guy that threw us under the bus in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
He's the guy. He's the reason why we had to go all the way to the Supreme Court to fight this case.
Yes.
And they fought us all the way down there.
All the way down there.
We won it. Now that we're back and CT is dragging, they're trying to hold on to what they're holding on, you know. But now, and I wouldn't be surprised, and I don't know this, I don't want to say it because I don't know this, but in my mind, I hope he's not helping them drag this for whatever reason he's trying to, because if he threw us under the bus in the first place, it wouldn't be surprised to me if he didn't. And then by him saying to the pensioners, you'll be 7 to 8 years before you get money, you know. I hope you're not trying to help them do that. Now, they got one more thing, and then I'm gonna turn you guys loose on it. Okay. One more thing. They're talking about going down to Springfield, and they want the retirees to go down to Springfield with them. My question is, what for? Are you gonna speak on our behalf about CTA paying us our money and pension paying us our money?
Nope.
Are you going to tell them that a retiree should be sitting on their board?
Nope.
So why are retirees going down there? Fortress, why are they going? Why would they want retirees to go down there then? If
Because so many retirees do not know that the union do not represent you anymore once you retire. The only reason you pay the $6 or whatever you pay is you are eligible to vote for the first 3 officers, I think it is.
First 3.
And you will get a stipend if you should pass. Your beneficiary will get the stipend if you pass away. That's about all they can do for you.
Yes.
The union do not represent no retirees. And
First-
that's what a lot of retirees do not understand.
Supreme Court wrote it in their findings. They
That's when we got this still going because the Supreme Court ruled
yeah.
that the presidents and the vice president had no right to speak to give our what we have already
Thank
gained.
goodness they didn't represent us. We wouldn't be getting anything back.
And the ones that were still employed working
At that
in
time.
the union was representing them.
Hey, here's a perfect example. Ronnie. He was still working at the time. You know? So they screwed him out of his money because you retired after 2007, right?
January 1st, 2009.
And, you know, so they did
wasn't
represent him and they screwed him out of his money.
The union president spoke for you then.
Yeah, he did. And,
Sold it out in the rain.
Sold
but
it out.
I am so happy that I had a guy like Ron who, even though he's not getting any money back from the lawsuit, he's been out there working diligently to try to make sure you all get your money back. But Tommy, can you tell me why they would ask them to come down there and support them at a Springfield when they're not going to open their mouth about
Retired.
retirees or doing anything for retirees?
From my opinion, he's looking for numbers.
Okay, that's what I thought.
He's
Bigger
looking
the
for
crowd.
numbers, and it doesn't. See, inaction, in some cases, is worse than action, because in inaction, you given essential the okay to do what you want to do. All we're asking for is representation on the board that invests our money that we have already put in. So I'm not a recipient. I'm a 45-year union man.
There you go.
And it only, it hurts, man, to see the president acquiescing by the action of no action. You're telling them, go ahead and do it. I'll just watch. It's a sad situation.
It is.
He said, did he say we were recipients, not participants?
Right.
Most of us were participants before he was born.
You are correct.
This is true.
Before he was born, we were participants.
The money that they're dilly-dallying with and playing with,
Right.
we put
That money in there.
So he doesn't understand that. So look, we're gonna do this. We're gonna take a break, and we're gonna come back, and we're gonna continue this discussion. But we got a little more that we want to add to this. Okay? So we'll be right back.
Hey, loser.
Leave me alone.
When a child shares hurtful comments online, that's bullying. Visit erasebullying.ca to learn how to help your child stand up to cyberbullying.
Okay, so we're back, and we'll just do a little bit more on this. Benny, you asked me a question about one of the officers at 241. What was his position?
Yes, Keith Hill. I want to know his position when this bill was signed.
He was the second vice president at Local 241. And I think the first vice president was West, and the president was Darrell Jefferson. Okay? So that's how it worked. Now, I understand he claimed that he wasn't the second vice president, he was a lobbyist.
That's what he came to the meeting and told us.
If he was a lobbyist, he's even worse than the second vice president, because he was the person down there lobbying to get this bill to attack our pension and to make his people pay health care trusts. So if he was the lobbyist, then he should be ashamed of himself. You know? He's bragging about the fact that he was a lobbyist.
He bragged about it.
Oh, yeah.
And I brought it up that they was the people that took us down. Dan Biss. He was one of the people, I think, that proposed that bill.
Yep.
Because I noticed it.
He was.
I noticed it on Jerry Prickner's.
Flyers, yeah.
I noticed it.
Yep. Dan Biss was the guy that really pushed that bill.
Right,
And he had the nerve to try to run and say, you ain't going nowhere, and I don't want to see him win dog catcher. You know? If you go, don't take my word for it. Go and look for yourself. Go into YouTube and pull up Dan Biss and look at what he was saying about unions at the time. And he's still saying that these old suckers should be paying money, and paying more money. Wait a minute, dude. We're the ones that paid the money. You get in there. That's one of the things about the Illinois State Constitution that's beautiful. The reason they put that in there, because when people get their pensions, if you get in position to get your pension, if you got pension, younger people can't come back and say, oh, well, they don't need it. We're going to cut their stuff and we're going to cut theirs and take that money for us. That's why they put that article in the Constitution, to stop any of that happening. There's only 3 states in the Union that have that, and Illinois is one of them. I think it's New York and then Arizona. But that's to stop people from coming in behind you. Like, you worked all your life, and you put all your money into your pension. Like, you all know, we didn't get a lot of raises. What we did, we put the money into the pension. Now you want to come and take our damn money? And that's what these clowns did. And I do call them clowns because that's what they act like. And you cannot get them to understand. But I want to get back to this. Pensioner Coalition meeting is on May 3rd, and at 7 o'clock at 2750 West Roosevelt Road. If you got any questions, email us at talklabor@gmail.com. Okay, and we'll get you information, whatever information you need. But you will get a call, you will get contacted from these gentlemen and Miss Suzette Smith about coming down there. It's very, very important that you be there. And understand that this is not a union meeting. This is not a management meeting. It's a coalition meeting. This is not a game that we're playing, because none of us have time to play games. We have things we have to do. But we want, our first priority is to protect our livelihood, which is our pension. Okay, we're not letting anybody try to tell us, oh, just go sit down and be a good boy. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. And people that are in position, I know they watch my show. And because I got word the other day that they watch my show and they call my name. That's fine. That's fine. But I don't fear you. And I don't think any of these gentlemen fear you. And the people in the coalition don't fear you. We're coming. You're going to get out of the way. Trade union, you're going to go. You're going to go. You got one little cocky guy. He doesn't represent anybody on the property, not one person on the property. But he said he's in there because his daddy put him in there. His daddy put him in there as a board member. He's got to go. And he votes against us every time. When we went to Springfield at the Illinois Supreme Court and argued our case, Ronnie Roach will tell you he was there. They wrote a brief against us.
Yes, they did.
Saying we don't deserve. This is when I say they, I'm talking about the trade union. They wrote a brief against us saying that we are not entitled to the money. Thank God the Supreme Court judges, 7 of them didn't listen to him. You know, and they ruled in our favor. But these guys, you supposed to be union? You know, they got to go. And people, we're not just talking to hear ourselves talk. This is your pension. If you don't take control of it, you won't have a pension. These people don't love you. CTA don't love you, and the union is stupid. It's not all the union members, but some of your union leaders are stupid. Okay, let's put it that way.
Yes.
All right. I guess I said that. Did I get out of line?
In your face. In your face.
Okay,
You
listen.
just told the truth. You just told it just like it is.
But it is true. It's been.
And that president of 241, Keith Hill, he came to the breakfast and he stated more than once, he told 3 of us at the meeting in his office that we was not participants, that we don't deserve the seat, and he did it again
At
at the breakfast.
Y'all see that? Do you pensioners hear that? That's what we're dealing with. But he don't frighten us. I'm sorry, Roach is about to say something.
Every defined, you said Illinois, but every defined pension plan in the country has a pensioner on the pension board. Not just the state of Illinois, in the country. All pensions, defined pension plans, have a pensioner on the board to protect that pension.
Well, let me ask you, why don't we have one? Why? Why is it taking us so long to even bring this up?
You got very, very weak people
Nobody tried.
running.
Nobody tried.
You got very weak people running your union. Now, the reason why they didn't bring it up years ago is that you had block votes then.
Okay.
You had block votes, 5 for management, 5 for the unions. In order to move anything, you needed 3 from the union and 3 from management. Well, by the unions having 5, well, you know that Local 241 had 3, 308 had 1, and they had the trade unions with 1, which they never should have had. But all you needed was 3 votes. So the union never had a problem. The CTA needed 3 votes, so you never had a problem. But when they went down to Springfield, when Keith Hill and them took it down to Springfield, now getting rid of the block votes had nothing to do with the pension, whether it was up or down. Why did they give that away? Why did CTA wanted to get rid of the block vote so they can do what they're doing now?
They want to.
They gave away. When I was talking to the president at that time, which was Darrell Jefferson, I told him the biggest thing that they're taking from you is your block votes. Because once they take away your block votes, you have no more control. Now they don't have any more control. So that's why now, by them not having the block, worry about the block vote anymore, they just go by the majority. Well, they can get the trade unions to vote with them anytime they want. They knew that. CTA knew that. They tried it when I was president in the 90s and the early 2000s. And I told them to get lost. They tried it with Isaiah. Isaiah, who was 241, told them to get lost. They knew better than to try it with us. But then they found some suckers. And they used them. They use them real good, and that's what they're doing now. Now you got this guy still out there, and I say that because I looked at his history. He might not like it. He can call me a bunch of names. Now he will not come and debate me at any time. If you want to, I'll come and debate him at his union meeting if you want to. Keith, I'll come to your union meeting. Invite me there, please, and I'll debate you there because you know what I'm saying is true. And when I come, if you let me come, I will have all the documents to back up everything I say. You won't, because there's no documents for you to have. You can lie, but you got to have the document. So I will come anytime and back it up because this is what you're doing, son. If you wasn't screwing up so many people's lives, I wouldn't give a damn what you were doing. But you screwed a lot of people's lives. I got people on that property. I got family members. I got friends on that property. And you screwed up their lives. Some of them will never get what we got. Some of them will never get what we got. And you're headed in that direction and you know it. So anyway, be there. It's at May 3rd, 7 o'clock, 2750 Roosevelt Road. We're not here to argue and debate with anybody. We're here to make sure that our pension is safe, and we're going to show you how we're going to accomplish that. We just want you to be there and see. You play a big role in that. We want you to come down. We want to see you as a member. Bring your card with you if you have your card. If you don't have your card, you talk to the secretary or whoever's on the door, and we'll make sure that they have that, pull your number up. And if you want to join that night, you can join. But we're not going to have riffraff in there. We're not going to do that. So if you're coming down for garbage, we're going to kick you right out with the garbage. But if you're coming down there because you want to know what's going on with your pension, you want to make sure your pension stays strong, come on down. Don't be afraid. Okay? So what we're going to do now, we're going to go into a little bit of what makes us tick, and that is education. We're talking about educating our kids. Had a wonderful experience down in Missouri just recently. I mean, a wonderful experience. We took these kids down there and took them on a college tour, and some of them got accepted. It was just wonderful. The parents was great looking in their eyes. They were really happy. And we're going to do this. We talked to Chicago State University. They called us. We were at the University of Illinois Chicago last year, this last fair. The Chicago State University called us and said, would you all come here? We would love to have you. And I know we can't pull you away from University of Illinois. I said, well, let's talk about it. We went over there and talked with them. And guess what? We're going to be at Chicago State because that's a great school. What I found out is Chicago State is the largest, they graduate the largest teachers, the largest amount of teachers, color out of any school in the United States. So they turn out a lot of teachers out of there. But for whatever reason, the state has been trying to close them down.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. They've been trying to close them down. So I told them whatever support we can give them, we're going to give them. And we got some other people. Now, I talked to some more people that are supporting even outside of our Infinite Scholar. But our Infinite Scholar, we give out so many scholarships till it's just beautiful. Ronnie knows because he's been with us from day one. Mm-hmm. Tommy knows. He came down and saw all the kids that we gave.
Amazing.
It is.
Amazing.
We're going to get these other two guys down next time, and they're going to come down and volunteer too.
Right.
And it's volunteer.
Count me in.
Okay.
I'm for it, 100%.
I ain't hear Benny say nothing yet.
I'll go.
Okay.
I'll go. If you all go, I got to follow you. I got to follow you.
I got him on camera.
Right.
Yeah.
I got to follow y'all.
Just to throw something out there, Infinite Scholar started in 2003. Since
Long
2003, they done gave away almost $2.5 billion.
Billion.
And Scott, $2.5 billion, close to I know it's 2.2 billion in scholarships since 2003.
That is so wonderful. That
We're
is
all
so wonderful.
we're all over the United States. We got cities all over, and I was fortunate enough year before last to be moved up from executive board to the co-chairman now,
Oh,
and that's all over the United States, and I'm very proud of that, and that people think that much of me, you know, because I work very diligently, because I'm a fanatic for getting education for these kids, because I know that's the way out. People talking about our them having problems with killing and murder and stuff like that. You know how you get them out? Educate them.
Yeah.
I agree.
Educate them. Most of them think that that's all you can do. You know, Jabari, man, he shot this guy, and that's not the way. You know, we weren't raised that way.
Right.
And so it's just a wonderful thing.
yeah, but I want to compliment you for being the man that you are, the black man that helping to make this world a better place.
Amen.
It ain't that you sitting back trying to get money out of it.
No.
You're doing it from your heart. I feel
Yes.
deep down you're doing a lot of it from your heart, and the same as all of us.
Right.
We ain't getting nothing out of this.
Right.
We could be doing. I could be eating popcorn somewhere, doing something else.
That's right.
While I'm trying to help, and I'm not gonna get no more out of it than the other retired person. But I am here putting whatever effort I can to make this be successful, to get someone to sit on the board to speak for whoever. And whoever don't come on board, I feel sorry for you. We all are getting older and dying out.
Yes.
You know
Let's
what?
don't let them take you away before you pass away.
It's yours.
It's yours.
It's yours.
So please stand up and come on and help fight with us.
Oh, well, you know what? You do or you don't. If you don't, get out of the way.
Yes.
And we'll do it.
We're
Please don't
going
get in the
anyway.
way. Just
We're
get
going all the way.
out of the way. We're going to do it because, you know, we're not going to let anything stop us.
Yes.
So, and people that know me know that that's my whole motto. That's my MO. I don't let you stop me. We playing basketball, you tell me I can't, I'll dunk it. I'll dunk it. If you tell me I can't dunk it, I'll dunk it. But that's just the way it is, you know, and this is our pension. We
Yes.
worked hard for this, and it's a beautiful thing.
Yes.
If you're fortunate enough, like we are, and other people, to be able to retire, you'll understand what we're talking about.
Yes.
And people don't like to see us walking around like this and having a house and a car and being able to eat and don't have to worry about got a check coming in every month. They don't want that. And you know what? They're gonna stop it
Yeah.
if you all don't wake the hell up. But we're about to get ready to wrap it up, gentlemen. And I really appreciate you coming by. You talk about me, I appreciate you all. Because all I look for is people with common sense. And that's what you have at this table. And Sue, you know, whatever happened, I hope you're doing better. You know, we'll see you on the next time around. But this has been great. We're going to keep doing it. Don't forget, May 3rd, 7 o'clock,
Yes.
A Safe Haven, 2750 Roosevelt Road. Be there. The attorneys will be there. J.B. Pritzker's rep will be there. We'll see. Next time we're going to have J.B. there. And we have another attorney there that I'm talking to, and I'll tell you about that later. And we're not worried about it. We know somebody's going to have their little phone and run back and tell everything, but it's okay. It's okay.
We ain't
Okay.
scared.
All right, all right.
We ain't scared.
All right, this is Jerry Williams, and I want to thank my guests again. Carl Funches,
Glad to be
Billy
here.
Rogers,
Glad to be here.
Ronnie Rose, Tommy Little. We're going to see you again on Talk Labor, but we'll see you hopefully again before we have the meeting. Okay?
All right.
Thank you.